Hi and welcome. We're going to be doing some language arts now, and you have just finished reading chapter 8 in your Hope Chest. I wanted to point out that the chapter that you just read was called In the Jim Crow Car. So when we're talking about a car, we're talking about like a train car, right? And Jim Crow was kind of a slang term for African American people. And so you're noticing that Myrtle is treated very differently, isn't she? And it kind of gives you a good picture of what it was like back then for African American people. And the conversation that she has with the older lady on the car kind of gives you a kind of a picture of what their life might have been like, and especially this older lady's life, how it was before they gave freedom to the African American people. And so when she talks about before freedom and after freedom, she's talking about before before the President Lincoln freed the African Americans after the Civil War. So it kind of gives you a good picture of what was happening and what things were like. And even now that they have their freedom, what is it like for them? Is it really true freedom? We've kind of talked about a little bit about that in our last module with the Declaration of Independence. And so now that they are free, what is it really like for them? I wanted you to kind of notice, though, that there's a great metaphor or simile, a very great simile in here when it's talking about the older woman. It says, the car was very full, and she saw a space next to an old woman, remarkably old. The woman looked almost too old to be human. She looked more like a very ancient tree that Myrtle knew of that grew in Anacostia, Washington. So you can tell that it's using that imagery of like or as a simile, and it compares this woman to being as old as a tree. You can almost see the wrinkles like it would be on the trunk of the tree. All right, so now that you have read chapter 8, you're going to get in your notebook and you're going to turn to page 42 and 43. And you're going to be thinking about what is the theme of this chapter. This chapter was all about Myrtle and her experience of having to go back through all the train cars to get to the African American car in the very back that all of the African American people had to ride in. And so, what do you think the theme could be for that? I want you to fill out the theme here and then fill out 2 details. If you don't want to fill out all of the boxes, just pick 2 things and fill out these 2 boxes right here. And then you're going to write a summary about it. Now remember, your summary needs to start with title and author. So you're going to start with your title of your book, maybe the page or the chapter that you're writing about. And then your gist is going to be your theme. What did you think the author really wanted us to learn from this theme? And then give me some details. That's how you're going to prove it with your evidence. What happened to Myrtle in this situation on the train cars that made you think of what the author was trying to teach us here? So your assignment today, to recap, we're going to find the theme of chapter 8. You're going to pick 2 pieces of evidence of why you think that's the theme. Now, in the answer key is at the bottom, and before you look at the answer key, I want you to really think about what you think the theme is, because theme can have you can have a lot of different right answers to theme. All you have to do is to be able to back up what you think the author is trying to teach you and why. What in the book made you think that that's what the author was trying to teach you? So the answer key is an example answer key, but really there's a lot of really right answers here. And so as long as you can prove what your theme was with what happened and why you think that that's what the author was trying to help us learn from this, then you're going to be right too. So the answer key is the answer key, but it's not necessarily all the answers, because there's a lot more possibilities that could be the right answer. Okay, so you're going to put your summary over here on this side, and then that's going to be your assignment for the day. So have fun with it, and make sure you take a picture and turn it in after you have checked it with a red pen with your answer key. And remember, it doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be similar. All right, see you later.